Welcome to the Strat-O-Matic Network. We've got a night game. San Francisco Giants at the Milwaukee Braves. First of a two-game series. The Giants come into this game 5-3 in a three-way tie with Chicago Cubs and Pittsburgh Pirates. Dodgers are half game behind. Still in the very early going, April 18 in our 62 replay. Milwaukee Braves were off to a slow start, 0-5. They've won their last two games. They're in the cellar, though. 2 1/2 games behind. Pitching for the Giants will be right-hander Jack Sanford. He is 1-0. And for the Milwaukee Braves veteran Warren Spahn, left-hander, he's 0-2. And I'll have the lineups in just a couple minutes. We're giving it a try, absolutely, Kathy. We're going to go until I feel myself slipping. Hello, Ron. Great to see you. I'm doing fine. My son called me. He's doing fine, therefore I am doing fine. Yeah. I want to alert everybody, if you look at the pinned post I have right here in the chat, there is a today at 8 p.m. Eastern, which we'll finish this game or we'll suspend this game before that. But at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. on the West Coast, I have a special remix. It's called Strat-O-Matic Fantasy Baseball Radio. It is a radio broadcast. I do the broadcast. It is a reconfiguration of a prior game from the 69 replay. This one is the Montreal Expos at the Chicago Cubs from September 24, 1969. It is a radio broadcast. So there's a visual of a radio throughout the entire broadcast. And it's about 2.5 hours long. It's great for ambiance, stress, anxiety, sleep, etc. So I'll probably turn that on, see how it goes. I'll have the lineups in just a couple minutes. There's Kathy Harden for the Milwaukee Braves. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Let's go over our lineups. For the San Francisco Giants, it's Harvey Keene leading off in left field. Hiller at second, Mays in center. Cepeda at first, Felipe Alou in right. Davenport at third. Pagan at short, Haller catching, and Jack Sanford, the pitcher. They were using Ed Bailey, but Haller giving Bailey a night off behind the plate. Sanford is 1-0. For the Milwaukee Braves, it's Bedell leading off in left, Matt Jones in right, Henry Aaron in center, Matthews at third, Adcock at first, Boiling at second, Crandall behind the plate. And coincidentally, I think they're giving their first string catcher a night off, Joe Torre. Well, no, I think Crandall is probably the regular, and he wasn't playing too much. Yeah, he had 350 at bats, Torre 220, McMillan at short, batting eighth, and the pitcher batting ninth, left-hander veteran Warren Spahn. He's 0-2 on the season, and I expect we are in the Milwaukee Stadium. It is County Stadium. The attendance is a good crowd, 30,001. And I expect the Braves to take the field any moment now. And the Braves take the field. Warren Spahn takes to the mound, taking his warm-ups. Catching him is Crandall. It's Adcock at first, Boiling at second, McMillan at short, Matthews at third in the outfield, Bedell in left, Aaron in center, and Mac Jones in right. And we remember Big Mac. They've won 2 in a row, Milwaukee. He had some special sauce going in the prior game, if I am right about that. The Giants have lost 3 in a row. They started out 5-0, so both these teams started out, one of them losing the first 5 and now winning their next 2. The Giants won their first 5 and they have lost their last 3. Spahn is ready, and here's Harvey Keene leading it off starting in the top of the first. Okay, Spahn gets the sign into his windup. The first pitch to Keene, and that's 2-11, left-handed. That's a fly ball to left for Bedell. He's under it, and he makes the catch, 1 away, and we're underway. here at County Stadium. Now Chuck Hiller steps up. Spahn, the pitch to Hiller. That's 2-8, left-handed, pops it up to second. And Boiling makes the catch, 2 outs. And now here he is, say hey. They also call him Buck, B-U-C, Buck. It's a lesser-known nickname for Mays. We're looking at 2 Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, I should say. Spahn facing Mays. Okay, here's Spahn now. And the pitch. That's 5-8, right-handed. That's swung on, a drive hit out into left center. It's dropping. It's going to be extra bases, and Mays is going around second, and he slides into third with a triple, and the throw is late. So Mays gets a triple. I put it in the wrong spot, I'm sorry. Mays triples, a 2-out triple for Mays. It was 5-8 right-handed. Triple 1-4 was a 1. And Orlando Cepeda will come up in a clutch situation. 2 outs, Mays on third. Here's the pitch from Spahn. That's 6-3 right-handed, fly ball left X. Bedell 215. F1 gets to it. 2-3-4, E15. Oh, and it's a 2-base error. Oh my. Bedell drops it. Oh my. I'm sorry, that's to left. It was Harvey Keene all along. I'm so sorry. We're looking at a fly ball left X. Oh yeah, no, it's Bedell. Yeah. Oh my. It was a 4-2 F1. And then Bedell on an E15, 2-3-4. I can't believe my eyes. It's a 2-base error for Bedell. And Mays, of course, scores. And the Giants take a 1-0 lead here in the first, the top of the first. A very costly error, and that's going to be an unearned run. And there will be no RBI on that. For if that ball was caught as it should have been, the side would have been retired. Here's Felipe now. Giants not done here in the top of the first. It's Orlando in scoring position, Felipe in a situation. And that's a swinging strike by Felipe. The veteran Warren Spahn. And here's the pitch to Felipe. That's going to be a 5-8 right-handed. Triple 1-4, same thing, but we had different rolls, and that's going to be a triple for Felipe. And folks, it was not the prior roll that we hit that on, and that's an unearned run, but he'll get a run batted in on that. So how costly was that error by Howard Bedell? Tony M., anybody but the Giants. We'll take that. We'll put you down as Milwaukee then, Tony. Felipe again with the 5-8 right-handed. There it is. It was not the prior roll. The prior roll was an X roll. It was way up here on Mays here. In any case, it's Felipe on third. I told you they weren't done yet. 2 unearned runs here in the top of the first. Okay, Spahn. Facing Jim Davenport, another fine hitter. Pagan can hit. I believe Haller was a decent hitter. And Haller would go on to 261, 19 home runs. Jesus. Haller would go on to be their main catcher, and then he'd be shipped off to Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers got rid of Roseboro. Okay, Felipe on third, still 2 outs. And the pitch to Davenport. That's 6-8 right-handed, and that's a double down the line. Oh my, Warren getting hit here. All unearned. And there is a contingent of Giant fans here, and they make an awful lot of noise, disproportionate to their crowd size. There are 30,001 in attendance. So Davenport on the 6-8 right-handed gets the double. They're just hitting, they're just finding a way to hit Spahn. He's a fine pitcher this year, 3.04. Now Jose Pagan is the batter. And it is another situation here. Okay, Spahn trying to end this inning with 3 runs. And the pitch 1-2, lines it, flies it to right. And that's playable by Big Mac Jones. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. But there were 3 runs for the Giants on 3 hits, 2 triples, Mays and Felipe, and then the double by Davenport to bring Felipe home. It was a 3-run inning to start us off tonight. And we're going to head now to the bottom of the second, and the Milwaukee Braves will come up right here on the Strat-O-Matic Network. Indeed, indeed. Here's Jack Sanford now on the mound facing the Braves. Giants off to a quick 3-0 lead there in the first. There was the error, but goodness, there was also 2 triples and a double. Let's not lose sight of that. Jack Sanford on the mound, 24 and freaking 7, 3.43 ERA, which is sort of average, but you know, that's some record he has. He's just a great pitcher. His endurance is 7. He's a right-hander. He's got a -5 hold. And with Crandall, that's going to be -8, -5 max. Crandall a -3. Good arm, Crandall. And leading it off will be Howie Bedell, a 196 hitter. Oh, yeah. And the Braves suffered with him The only bright spot on him is he can run, and he's a 2 E15 out in left and center, although he's got a +1 arm, but he can't hit too well. And we go along with it. If they're losing at the end, we'll pinch hit for him. But he's going to pay his dues here, facing Sanford. Sanford is ready. He's set, and the first pitch to Bedell. Oh, that's good counts, 5-7. It was a neat turnover. And that's a triple 1-4, base hit by Howie. Howard Bedell has just singled on a 5-7 left-handed. Bedell not being held. 1-15. Well, do you believe in miracles? It's Mac Jones, big Mac Jones, with special sauce on it. If only you believe in Big Mac Jones, in miracles. Here's Sanford now from the stretch. Bedell, short lead off first. That's 3-10, right-handed, slashed. Oh, and it's a line out. It's a second. Caught by Hiller. And there's one away. Hiller had to move quickly to his left as the ball was lined right about where the infield grass ends and the dirt area begins. And he had to dive for that. So it's 1 out now. Bedell on first, and here's Henry Aaron. A good thing here would be a blast by Henry to bring him right back in this ball game. Sanford. The pitch to Aaron. That's going to be a 5-8 right-handed, grounds to second X. Hiller, a 330. Whoa, we got a question top of the third from one Kathy Harden. And I got my Mike and Ike's ready. Aaron hits it to second on a 5-8 right-handed. Hiller 330. Gets to it. It's a runner on first, 5-10-13. It's going to be a G1 double play. Chuck Hiller at second. Runner on first. And Hiller throws it to Pagan. And then Pagan rifles it over to Orlando, and the side is retired. So it's no runs for Milwaukee. One hit and none left. Very nice inning for Jack Sanford. We're moving to the top of the second now. Here's Warren. Spahn allowed 3 runs. We'll see. He just may not have his stuff tonight, Warren Spahn. And that happens. Leading it off for the Giants will be Tom Haller. Then it's Sanford and back to the top with Harvey Keene. Here's Haller stepping in. 3-0 Giants, top of the second. This is April 18, 1962 replay ongoing, every game broadcast. First of a 2-game series. Here's Warren now. Pitch to Haller. That's going to be a 3-8 left-handed. Struck him out. Haller goes down swinging on some magic stuff by Warren Spahn. I couldn't even tell you what it was. It was an out, is what it was. It was a strikeout. And here's Jack Sanford, a 2 WR. .58. Oh my! That is a base hit by Sanford. A 1-out single off Spahn's card. They're really poking at Warren all across the field with hits off his own card. Now it's Keene. Sanford on first. We'll check to see if he has a special running rating. And he does not. You can look for yourself if you want under S right here. You can freeze frame it if you don't believe me. Seavers are 1 to 14. How do you like that? Oh, wait a minute. This is 69 for Christ's sakes. Jesus. Good thing I looked. I got to get rid of that. You know, let me put this one away before it gets me into trouble. There. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put it in my box. And I got the 64 somewhere. I'll have to check. But Sanford is 1 to 12. How do you like that? There it is, Sanford. And it's very rare when a pitcher has it. Relatively rare. Sanford, a 1 to 12. And we're going to just take his card. We don't like to write on these, so we try to make it as inconspicuous as possible. I think I said 1 to 12. Yeah. Just make it nice and unassuming. And we would put it here too, just to be safe. Just in case, well, if you're playing basic, you could play that advanced rule or super advanced rule. Sanford, a 1 to 12 on first, 1 down. Keene is the batter. Here's the pitch from Warren now. That is 6-4 right-handed, grounded to short. This could be a double. That's going to be McMillan, 225. $25.13. 2G1 gets to it. If he can hold on to it, 6-10-11 E25. And he turns the double play. We're going to show you the G1. I know that one by heart already. There it is. That is a 6-4-3 double play. McMillan to Boiling to Adcock. Doesn't quite have the same sound as Tinker's Devers to Chance, but it nevertheless was a double play, and there were no runs, 1 hit, none left, just like the Braves did in the bottom of the first. And so Warren seems to have gotten control now. He's not allowing triples. And here's Sanford for the bottom of the second. Stay tuned and look for the trivia question. Sometimes it's not trivial, from Kathy after this inning. And if you know the answer, by all means, type it in live. Do it. Here's Eddie Matthews leading it off. Sometimes I take a guess when I have no clue. If you take a guess, there is a chance you could be right. If you don't take a guess, there's no chance that you could be right. At least in our trivia play. In your mind, you know it. Maybe. Here's Matthews at the plate. Pitch from Sanford, 4-4 left-handed, slashed. Left-hander, that'll be a 2. And it's a 1. It's a devil die possessed 1. And it goes through for Matthews. Matthews with a leadoff single. Past the diving Chuck Hiller at second. Going through there. Let's look at it again. 4-4 left-handed. There it is. There's your slash. And we are directed here to against left-handers 1-2. It's a single. 3-12. A line out to second. It's a base hit. And it is a leadoff base hit for Matthews. And here's Adcock. Adcock, 29 homers. Matthews, 29 homers. Aaron, 45 homers. This is a pretty powerful lineup. Well, at least those 3. Here's Adcock now. I like it when you got 4 or 5 players that hit at least 20 home runs. I think the 61 Yanks had a lot of players, I think 7 or something. I could be wrong. With 20 or more. That included Clete Boyer. It included Blanchard. Howard had 48, I believe. That's it, monstrous for a catcher. And then you had Maris 61. I think Mantle was 54. But I think they had others too. That's 5. I think they have others. Here's Adcock now. And the big cat has arrived. Here's the pitch from Sanford. To Adcock, 3-7, and he walked him. So a base on balls. It's first and second for the Braves. They're down by runs. They need some hitting, but unfortunately now they're getting into the weaker end of their lineup. We'll see what they can do. Frank Boiling, first and second, nobody out. Sanford on the mound. Jack Sanford. And the Giants have high hopes for this season. That's outside for a ball. To Boiling, bowling, if you will. Okay, here's Sanford now. It's first and second. Bowling's a beat bunter, but we'll have him hit away. That's going to be a 3-10 right-handed, and that is a double down the line. Rolling to the wall. Matthews scores. Adcock to third as Mays gets to it and throws it in. So how do you like that? Frank Boiling doubles with a first and second situation. 17 doubles, only 406 at bats. I mean, that's better than people who were substitute to have very few, but not like he had 500 something or 600 at bats, that he's going to get hurt or something's going to happen. Second and third, we follow exact lineups. Second and third, still nobody out. And Del Crandall comes in. Here's Sanford now. That's 6-7, right-handed, single one, lines it to third, and it's caught by Davenport, and that's beautiful. You couldn't have wanted much better than that, except maybe a triple play or something. One out, second and third. Here's McMillan. This infield is back. Outside for a ball to McMillan. Sanford walks off the mound, rubs the ball. Okay, Sanford coming back onto the hill. He throws a swinging strike by McMillan. It's 1 ball, 1 strike on McMillan, 1 out. Bottom of the second, second and third, 1 in, 3-1 ball game. Giants over the Braves. Okay, Sanford fouled back and out of play. Back into the lower seats, but hit back. And as Ron McGrath is there. Here's the pitch now to McMillan. That's 3-6 right-handed. He pops it up. That's just what you'd want. Hill or under it. 2 down. I'm not rooting for the Giants. I'm just saying this is exactly what Sanford wants to do. And now he will aim to retire Spahn, who is going to hit. And Spahn is a 6 NL. So he's an above average hitter. Spahn steps into the batter's box. Sanford throws to Spahn, and that's 3-9, struck him out. So Sanford, I think, does a fine job there of getting out of what could have been a very, very bad inning for the Giants, for Jack Sanford and the Giants. There was 1 run, a single, and then a double, also a walk, and then he retires 3 in a row without allowing another run. We've gone 2. It's 3-1 Giants in Milwaukee. And now I want you all to get ready now for the big question from Kathy Harden. Wait for it now. Here it is. How many of the world's animal groups are found in the sea? Half, a quarter, 3/4, or something else? That's a great question. You know, the only thing is there are so many different insects on the land. I'm not sure which there's more, but my guess would be probably more than 3/4, maybe. Now, this is a great question. It's a very educative question. Frank Zappa called the ocean the ultimate solution. Joel Horland says 3/4. No to both. Okay. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if there's half Joel Horland. He's going 3/4 now. He went 3/4. Oh, Ron McGrath is 3/4. That's already been debunked. Whoa, it's 50%. And we'll give that red one to Kathy for asking the question. I guess, common sense would say half and half. There are a lot of species, and there are species on the land that we have not even discovered yet. I know that may sound pretty wild, but there are, believe it or not, I think there are birds maybe that we have not discovered. There are insects we have not discovered. It's really unbelievable. Whoa, the big cat's asking for clarification. What is the definition of groups? We're going to get into the big cat. If we want to get into groups, we get into group theory, set theory. What is a term? Genus, classification, and the general process, the human process, the cognitive language-based process of naming. So, groups, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, do we go primates? Or do we break them down? Orangutans, chimpanzee, Homo sapien, gorillas. Oh, I love that answer. That's a great freaking answer, Kathy Horton. That is, when I was a professor for doc students, master's students in counseling. I was a professor, and sometimes I got asked a question that I didn't know the answer. And I said, what a great opportunity to teach not knowing, to teach curiosity. And I would say, I don't know, and that's a great question. And if we had time, we'd say, let's all look into it together. If we didn't have time, I would invite the student to look into it and then get back to us next class. So not knowing does not mean knowing nothing, okay? We're going to go through the third, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to take a break for 2 or 3 minutes, and I want to tell you all up front, I decided to broadcast this game concomitant with one of my medication ingestions. And I did it last night. I played an inning or two, and then I went off the rails. Not doing that tonight. I have control of my behavior. And the surefire way, as you can see, I've been broadcasting this game quite a straightforward manner. Sorry about that metaphor, given that I smoked weed. And I'm not going to allow myself to go. So we're going to go one more inning after my break. I think we've got a nice ball game. It's 3-1. We have, I don't know, I'd have to look into this. Got at least 4 Hall of Famers in this ball game, at least. Mays, I think Cepeda. Maybe Felipe, but Aaron, Matthews, and Spahn. So it's 4 or 5 Hall of Famers in this ball game. And Philip Reynolds has arrived. I hope you're treating the wife okay. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. This is the Strat-O-Matic Network, and it's a great frickin' game. Great frickin' game. Quick programming note, tomorrow morning 5:30 will be the continuation of this ball game, and I find that pretty inviting because I like doing the 5:30 games, and it's a nice where the game started. It'd be nice to pick it up tomorrow morning. We have one other game in which we could move up. The Cardinals with Larry Jackson at the New York Mets. Sherman Jones acquired with the card viewer, and he is bad. Okay, but we'll see how long he can go before the Mets decide to pull him. You know, sorry, I'm trying to play it straight, Philip. Uh, I don't think I should have uh, said those things. But you could tell her you love her. I don't know. I didn't need to get like that. Well, we're going to go one more inning here. It's the veteran Warren Spahn on the mound. He allowed 3 in the first, an unearned, 3 unearned on the drop ball by Howie Bedell, ordinarily a good fielder. And with 2 triples and a double, they got 3 runs. Braves came back with a run in the bottom of the second. We had our trivia question. Frank Zappa called the ocean the ultimate solution. Okay, Hiller will lead it off for the Giants. Here's Spahn. That's 311, left-handed, pops it up behind the plate. And Crandall under it to make the head room, makes catch. Just barely had room there. Here's Mays now. Mays had the big triple to start it off, a 2-out rally. That 3-run inning was. Warren Spahn facing Mays, 2 future Hall of Famers for sure. Here's the pitch to Mays, 3-6. It's hit well by Mays, deep to left. Going back Bedell, it's gone. And Mays, the hometown crowd isn't too crazy. Mays is in danger of hitting for the cycle. A single and a double, and he has cycled a home run by Willie Mays. He had 49, I believe. That's an awesome year he had. 304, 141, 1-17. This is his prime. I mean, he had his best years. 54 might have been his best year. Home run by Willie Mays, that's going to make it a 4-1 ball game. We enter home runs in real time. It's probably his 4th, I would say. Let's see what it is. It is his 4th, yeah. And they're going to add up. That's 4 in 9 games. At that pace, he'll hit about 68, 70 home runs or something like that. Okay, here's Orlando Cepeda. (4-1) Giants. Orlando hit the ball out to Bedell that was dropped and scored. 1-2, and he hit him. Whoa, he hit him in the buttocks. I guess that's about as good a place to get hit if you're going to get hit. He turned in on the ball. Not to be intentionally hit as much, in so much as to try to get away from the ball. If you see you're going to get hit, try to stick your buttocks out there. Just make sure you don't hit it too close to the hip, or you could be having troubles. So Orlando is on with 1 out. And look at that move by Spahn, -5, Jesus. Not being held in that situation because he's a 1-11. And here's Felipe. I'm not going. No need to go. Here's Spahn now. That's going to be 6-6 right-handed. Lines it to third, right at Matthews. 2 outs. And the third baseman, Jim Davenport. Davenport doubled Felipe home, who tripled home Orlando. That's 4-7 right-handed. Struck him out. So Warren Spahn gets out of it this inning with just 1 run. It was the home run by Mays, his 4th of the year. And of course, he'll be among leaders, most likely in home runs. We're heading to the bottom of the third. Programming notes. And if you look in the text, it's mentioned that today, really for some people, it's going to be tonight. Oh, shit. See if I can get this. Well, it's on the pinned tweet. And there is something called, I'm just going to put it this way, I'll write it out now. It's something I worked on to create. It's a premiere. It's called Strat-O-Matic Fantasy Baseball Ambiance. And it is a radio broadcast. And I'll be even more than glad to furnish you with a link to it. It will start at 8 p.m. tonight. And it lasts about 2.5 hours. And my recommendation is to, if you're going to listen to it as if it were a radio broadcast, which I love baseball radio broadcasts, and allow it to just go along with whatever you're going to do, relaxation, stress, depression, boredom, fatigue, sleeping, studying, meditating, anything that you see fit. And so would love to have you in there. The live text will be there. And that's going to be 8 p.m. tonight, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Here's Sanford now for the bottom of the third. And it will be Howie Bedell leading it off. It's a 4-1 game now. Giants over the Braves. Here's Sanford. 2-4 right-handed, walked him. So Bedell gets on. Not being held, and Big Mac Jones is coming up here. Not being held, but not getting much of a lead. Staying kind of close to the bag. The pitch to Jones. That's going to be 3-2 right-handed. Lines it to second to Hiller for 1 out. And there's Bedell off the bag. He throws it to Cepeda, who's running, and he makes the tag. It's a double play. That was cool. Bedell caught it, and he saw him. He could have, I suppose he could have just allowed the tag, but he got a good jump on the ball. But it was caught, unfortunately, by Hiller, and then so Hiller just tossed it to Orlando, who tagged, put the tag on Bedell. And there's 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Henry Aaron. Okay, Sanford. Gets the sign from Haller into his windup and the pitch to Aaron. That's 4-8, right-handed, fly ball left. This should end the inning. Harvey Keene under it, and he makes the catch. Side is retired. We've gone 3. It's 4-1 Giants, and that's going to do it for our broadcast. We're going to say that it started to rain and the game was put on hold to create a sort of a fantasy plausibility, and that it will be resumed. It will be resumed at 5:30 in the morning. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to set it up right now and move the 5:30 game up. And again, I want to invite you to the special program at 8 p.m. I made it with iMovie by downloading a game that I broadcast, getting a graphic of a old-time radio, because even in 62, there were some people who still had their old radio sets that were like, maybe 15, 18, even 20 years old. Who knows, even older. I mean, people have them today. They have to put new thingamajigs in them to make them work, but they try to retain as much of the original as you can. So we're going to continue. This game is in progress. Giants 4, Milwaukee 1 after 3. And in about 1 hour, 8 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. West, 5 p.m. West Coast. Strat-O-Matic baseball, Strat-O-Matic fantasy baseball ambiance. And I hope to catch you all there. Stay strong, stay well, and I will catch you next time. I said I was going to take this 69 out. I'm going to do just that, put it in my box in case I ever want to play the 69 set. And I would like to start maybe a series or something called The Zen of Strat-O-Matic. It would be an opportunity for people, like-minded Strat-O-Matic people, to talk about some of the deep play, meaningful aspects of Strat-O-Matic.